Okay, there we have lesson 4.9 writing. It's time to do a little bit more research with a little bit more fun. This is going to tie into science as well, about finding data to support your conclusions. I mean, let's face it, anybody can just get up and say whatever they want to. But when you start putting numbers into your argument, it shows that you've done some research and you're not just somebody who's shooting off their mouth and doesn't know what they're talking about. So you want to back stuff up with some numbers. And that's going to be the focus of today's research. It's time to do some hands-on research. So some of this is going to be numbers that you can actually get from your classmates and stuff. I know lots of you do social media. If you don't have a chance to do social media, you can also research and find yours. Anyway, you can ask an expert now. You can probably send emails to myself or even Mrs. Monroe if you're trying to find out how much that the school has to pay for textbooks or something like that. The next thing is, of course, we're going to be finding numbers. We're going to do some exploration, some hands-on maybe, make some surveys, or if you can even do a scientific experiment of some sort, that would be great. You're going to have to think a little bit about that one. I can tell you in the past the things people did, and I'll go back to that today a little bit, is, for example, they argued that if you eat junk food, you can't run as much, and so Avi had some kids eat a bag of potato chips, and then they had to run around the playground to see how they felt. They kind of didn't feel very good. The kids who didn't eat all the potato chips, they felt a little bit better. That was hands-on. It was an exploration he did. Karina's brother, Kosei, did an experiment where he had some kids using technology to do a quiz, whereas other kids did non-technology, and to see who did better on the quiz. So he actually made this quiz up and he gave it to the kids. He made a whole survey. You can do that with your friends and stuff, and you can survey them. I'm going to do a survey today with the people that are here in grade 5 today. Unfortunately, Jack and Jake, they had to go to another class, so they're gone. But I still have Jenny and little Johnny here, so they'll be able to help me with the survey. Anyway, weighing books is an experiment. Those people who are arguing about iPads being better, or how much weight do you save carrying in your bag if you had textbooks, or if you had one iPad that has all the things in there. So those are things you can actually do with a scale at home. Conduct a survey. We're going to do that one, and it's going to be on social media with your friends, because it doesn't look like we'll be able to do this with inside of class. Then you're going to record the numbers and your research and your experiments. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. And I chose a topic today, and it's going to be the benefits of eating potato chips. Now, I know that mostly eating a lot of potato chips is maybe not that good, but there are some good things about potato chips. So let's see. The first thing I thought was a survey. And now potato chips is kind of like a snack food or junk food, we might call it. So I just did a quick survey. How many people would rather eat potato chips than chocolate?
I love potato chips. They're so delicious.
Yeah, me too, man. Chips rule. Definitely me. I love potato chips. So, in my class, I've got 3 people, and all 3 of us, 3 out of 3, prefer potato chips over chocolate. So there I have some numbers. I got 3 for potato chips, 0 for chocolate. I got numbers. I have data. That's all you have to do is get some data in there. Now I've completed my survey. I'll write that up a little bit while later, and you'll be able to see that. Now to do research. I guess if I'm going to do research, I just have to look on my computer, type in the benefits of eating potato chips. Man, it's pretty tough. Wow, it's not doing so good. I'm going to try another one. Salty snack on a hot day, because I know that's one of them. So this is why we call it research. Yeah, man, I am researching. I'm stopping. And finally, I found some benefits from potato chips. I can admit that there wasn't much. I had to do a lot of searching and researching. Here it is. Anyway, they have saturated fat. You will need some fat, but too much is unhealthy. Some carbohydrates. There's fiber in potato chips. Sodium, you need some sodium in there. So I have that, and I found some things about that, but I didn't really find numbers. So if I could get a question. Does anybody have any question that might lead to some numbers? Yes, little Johnny.
Yeah, good question. How much sodium is in a bag of potato chips or in a potato chip?
Okay, that's a good question. How much sodium is in a regular potato chip? And now I'm going back to researching again. And that's what we're, yours are going to be easier to research than this, I'll be honest with you. Back to research. And after some research, I was able to find this is in a bag of, a small bag of potato chips. It's got all the numbers that I need here. It's got a total fat, 10 grams, saturated fat, 1 gram, trans fat, some stuff that you can't even pronounce. Finally, sodium, which is good for you. It's got 170 milligrams of sodium in a bag of chips. 170 milligrams of sodium. You need sodium if you're exercising and sweating. It replaces some of that. You need some sodium, not a lot. But there it is. You get 170 milligrams of sodium. So I might ask another question.
Yeah, like if we need sodium, how much sodium do we need in a day or something like that?
And I've got it. It says that you should eat somewhere between 2,300 milligrams of sodium to 1,500 milligrams of sodium for adults. If you're very active, you can do 2,300. If you're not sweating, 1,500 milligrams of sodium. And a potato chip bag has 170
milligrams.
Some valuable sodium. So there I've got my data. I've got some numbers, and when I type that up, that's going to go in there. When you look at the slideshow, you'll be able to see that I typed up some parts in there and I added it. And today when you make additions, and I'll go back to this for research, you're going to do your research, and the stuff that you're going to add into your paper, that's going to be highlighted in light green. So let's find some numbers in there today. Do some search and some research and some more research on your research, and make up a survey and ask some kids. And away you go. You should be able to get lots of numbers into your report to show that you know what you're talking about. Let's get some numbers in there. Okay, we're back, and the reason I came back is because we have to keep our sources. Now, I've got the sources: benefits of eating potato chips, sodium in chips, sodium requirements. The reason we need them is because in the future lessons, we're going to have to go back to those sources to get some more information from them. It's very, very nice to have them there. So don't forget about your sources. Those people who forgot, I've got them all up here. What are the benefits of potato chips? I just have to look here, and I just copy the source, Command C or Control C, back to here. Let's do this. Control K, Control V.
There we go. And then I go to my next one, sodium in chips. Command C, and back to this. And this is actually for this one here. I'm going to edit. Command V, and apply. And then I'm going to go to how much sodium is in the chips. That's the daily intake. Okay, either way, you got to get those in there. How much sodium is in chips? This is the daily sodium intake. Control C, and back to the research.
Control K, Control V. There it is. Okay, you get the idea. Let's get those sources listed.